Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here to do a new moon reading for the collective. The new moon is on August 27th at various times. I guess in some places in the world, it might even be August 26th, like Hawaii, I think, is like right there before it crosses over to the next day. But anyway, for most of us, August 27th, and this is a new moon in Virgo. Is that right? Sun's in Virgo. Happy birthday to all you Virgos out there. um, and Jojo's here. Jojo made it. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Jojo, do you happen to know what sign the new moon is in? It is in Virgo. Yeah, I think new moons are always in the same sign as the sun. And then full moons are always the opposite sign of whatever the sun sign is. Okay, so I'm going to start with my, come on, brain, Queen of the Moon Oracle. And then we'll see what else we'll blah, 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 morning brain. Sorry, we'll pull some other cards. Okay, so we start with extremes. Hot moon. I have a feeling the hot moon happens sometime in the summer. Extremes. And pleasure. The waning gibbous. Waning gibbous 2. And the void. Dark moon. That's exactly where we're at. This kind of, yeah, it's very interesting, these cards. Speak to, you know, in terms of the moon cycle, speak to where we're at right now. Oh, the dragons made it too. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Um, there's been there there's been this tendency to lean towards extremes. Um, things have been amplified. Of course, with it being in many parts of the world, August is one of the hottest months. Um, and I know, especially worldwide, I feel like temperatures have been a lot higher than a lot of people are used to. A lot of records breaking. So there's that physical extreme, but then there's also that, it affects us. It's all connected, right? And so then we are inclined to go to extremes within ourselves, within our own lives. And it has to do there's some kind of pleasure, like building up to this new moon. Maybe there's been a focus on what brings you pleasure, on w- like, say you've been experiencing an extreme where you haven't been experiencing so much pleasure, and it's like it's become really apparent that you're not getting what you want, you're not getting what you need. So it's this progression in a way, kind of being stuck in an extreme and moving your way back towards what brings you pleasure. And it could be the kind of thing where one of the extremes is more of that kind of hedonistic pleasure, where it's that immediate gratification, but then ultimately leaves you feeling kind of empty and constantly reaching for more. And so it's feeling like there's a reset happening where you're going to be getting more clear on What brings you long-term pleasure? What kind of pleasure is going to last? That's going to carry you forward and leave you feeling fulfilled rather than empty. And that brings us right here to the void, the dark moon. It's like I said, there's some kind of reset, and here we are in the place of pure potential, possibilities. It's number one, being in the place, and that's so interesting too because we have 34, which reduces to a 7. Then we have 18, which reduces to a 9, and then we cycle around back to the 1. So it feels like this big kind of combustion almost. Um, and then here we come back to this place of stillness, of creation. We're resting in this all this potential. And this is the perfect time to start really focusing on what it is you want to manifest in your life. And there's if you do some kind of new moon ritual that can help. It can be a great way to help kind of incorporate your subconscious into the whole manifesting process, because sometimes like we kind of get caught up in our head, like in our conscious mind about what we want, but we forget to bring the subconscious along for the ride. We don't know how. And I think ritual is a great way to do that, to let the subconscious know that you mean business, that you want to create some kind of new cycle. And so it's infusing your life with some new energy. All right. So let me go to, you know what? I'm going to look at my Osho Zen deck next. See what Osho Zen has to say. We have receptivity, sharing, and ripeness. Wow. This speaks to me of getting into getting into a place within yourself. It always starts with us, right? Our world, what is reflected out in. Okay, come on, brain, you can do it, brain. Um, what's going on within us is reflected in our outer world. So, in order to have some kind of reciprocity that you experience with others, you have to have it with yourself first. So there's this receptivity, which is essentially allowing, it's receiving, it's being connected, letting the energies flow within you, flow through you, and then intentionally taking those energies and giving back, giving back to yourself, giving back to others, sharing your light, sharing what brings you pleasure. And this ripeness, this almost feels to me, because the ripeness kind of speaks to me of the full moon, where you start with the new moon, where you're manifesting, you're starting with its pure potential. And then over the cycle until the full moon, over that period of time, something comes to fruition. It doesn't always happen that quickly, but it can. And I feel like there's this potential for some kind of growth, something where you're actually reaping the rewards, reaping the benefits because you are open, you are letting the energy flow back and forth between you and your world and within yourself. We have all the energy going up, going out, knowing that you're connected to everyone. There is no separation on an energetic level, on a spiritual level. And I've talked about this in the past, but I kind of think of it like a hand where we each are a finger, and the hand is source. Wherever we came from, right? It's all that same thing. And so we're each a different manifestation, but we're connected to each other through that same energy, through that same place. So there's something here around, yeah, again, I feel like the pleasure is it's changing. It's it's changing from just, again, that immediate gratification kind of pleasure to something that is long term, something that is fulfilling for everyone involved. And it's something that's you're gonna reap the rewards from it. That's beautiful, I have to say. So just gonna go with the Light Seers deck just cause I love this deck. What does Light Seers have to say about this? We've got the Four of Swords, the Knight of Cups. There in the background. Oh, it's a white horse. And the Fool. Well, yeah. Okay, so this everyone's on a different timeline. So kind of take it as it resonates. Um but ultimately there's this progression here of having gone within, or you're going to go within, you're going to retreat, nurture and care for yourself, um, take time to rest, to heal. This feels like what's coming to get you to that place where you can experience this reciprocity. It's like this is that extreme self-care where you're tapping in, you're getting those energies synced up within yourself. And then you naturally attract people who are genuinely offering love. Um, and it's because you're vibrating at that frequency. You are in a place of now being able to offer yourself. You are synced up. And so there's this mutual give and take. Here I am with love to give, and now here comes someone who can both receive it and give it too. And there's something here about taking a leap of faith. Now, if you're single, this can be a romantic situation. Somebody new's coming in. Doesn't have to be new, but somebody's coming in to make you an offer. And here you are taking that leap of faith. You're ready to take that leap of faith. You're ready to do that trust fall into their arms. But this doesn't have to be romantic. This can be any situation in your life where things start to fall into place, is what it kind of feels like. Even though it happens because you are deliberately connecting all the parts within yourself. But here comes somebody, and in order to feel like you could take a leap of faith towards some kind of new beginning, here's the place of pure potential. Here's what comes out of that pure potential. In order to even be willing to do this, you have to get to a place in yourself where you feel ready and able to. You're not being held back by fear. And this is it, not necessarily the absence of fear, but there's a disregard for the fear. It's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen, but I sure like how this feels. And I feel good within myself. And I know that no matter what, I'm, it's like she's falling, but there's water there. And oh, interesting too. There's this kind of grid, which is very similar to what's in this card. It's like falling into that energy of receiving as you give. It's again, yeah, I keep saying it, reciprocity. I love it. And this is because of you taking care of yourself, knowing figuring out what you need, what makes you happy. And, the offers start pouring in, the good things start to align, synchronicities and serendipitous meetings. And this feels really, it's expansive. The energy is moving forward. And what's interesting about this is that we have Mercury retrograde coming up on September 9th. And that's going to be a point. I imagine the way that kind of goes is there's going to be this new beginning, and it's feels kind of exciting, and you feel you're in this place of moving up, um going to a new level, and then there's going to be this pause. And I think that it's it's perfect timing because it's going to create more of this space for you to get to merge those energies within yourself, get in sync, to continue to focus on cultivating this back and forth within yourself and learning how to do that in the physical world, because it feels kind of like a new it, it it's it, it's a new path. It's you're forging a new path, right? So you don't know exactly how things are going to unfold. There's just this need for trust. And so and so I feel like the Mercury retrograde is actually going to be really beneficial because it's going to allow you to integrate all this energy, and it's going to make it sweeter because it gives the fruit time to ripen. And I think coming out of Mercury retrograde is that point when things start to like move forward again and speed up. That and probably it will take some time because it's never over once Mercury goes direct. There's always that shadow period, which I think is a couple weeks. But once we get through all that, then there's going to be this feeling of like, yes, I finally get to enjoy the fruits of my labor, of um, what what I've been working for, working toward, working on, all that stuff. So let me just, you know what? I'll finish with a chakra card. Haven't picked one of these in a while. This one just jumped. Third eye chakra, intuition. I have intuition and know how to use it. I trust my intuition. I listen to my inner visions, imaginings, messages, and sense of knowing, allowing my intuition to guide me. I release the need to know and allow my intuition to develop at a pace that's right for me. I am guided. I release the need to know and allow my intuition to develop at a pace that's right for me. And that's when you decide to take that leap of faith because you are guided. You are guided through your connection to the universe, to your higher power, to everyone else. Everyone else's energy is helping to guide you as well. So, you know, this energy going within, resting, taking care of yourself, that extreme self-care, that really helps you to build your intuition because you're getting quiet, you're paying attention to yourself and how you feel, and you're noticing the connections between you and the world around you. And that it's gonna, yeah, this is a big shift for a lot of people. This is a big thing. Anyway, there is your reading. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and moon cycle wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thank you again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.